All right, so we're taking a look at Scrap Iron, and here he is holding his controller. This is the controller for the drone anti-armor unit here, anti-tank unit. He has a helmet which is removable, and I'm going to have some photos here of the helmet close up. And as you can see, he's got some extensive burn damage on his face. I'll also include some close-up photos of the face. As I mentioned earlier, he does have a pistol, and I do believe this is the first time we've seen this pistol, so I think it's a pistol that is unique for Scrap Iron. I don't really go too much into the articulation of the figures. The articulation's really outstanding on all of these guys. I will say he's got a vest which impedes his ab crunch almost completely, but what an iconic look this is, and it's probably my favorite Cobra already. I hate to say that, but because it seems like every time a new figure comes out, it's my favorite. But wow. One of the things I've noticed in doing some photography with Scrap Iron is that the helmet doesn't fit real snug. It tends to fall down and cover his face up. So I found that if I'm adjusting his head for a photo, I've got to get the head adjusted and then adjust the helmet. And it's really not a big deal as far as complaints go. It's not, certainly is not a make or break. And the pistol has a really cool look. It's unusual, and it looks like something that Scrap Iron would have. And there you see what I was talking about with adjusting the helmet. You just have to really take care. It's one of those things that can screw up a picture if you don't catch it. All right, so let's talk about the drone. Now, these tank treads do not turn, and I didn't really expect that. And when I think about it, I don't really know why I would want them to turn. I'm not pushing the thing around and playing with it. I'm taking pictures with it. I want it to be adjustable, and it really is. Let's say I wanted to add some stone like this. You could certainly pose this drone around various debris that would get in its way, and I like that. I like that a lot. And the mount here swivels all the way around. Let's get this out of the way for the time being. Swivels all the way around, and we've got up, we've got down, and we have two rockets, and they say laser guided X04 on the rockets. I'm assuming this is probably the radio receiver device, and then there's what looks like a couple of different camera devices on the front so that Scrap Iron can see what's going on, can see where the drone is, what the drone's doing, what the drone is seeing. And I really like this thing. I've seen some complaints about it, that it can't be hitched up to the HISS tank, and folks, it's a drone. It's not meant to be hitched up to the HISS tank. You would bring this thing into battle in some sort of a transport, not on the back of a tank. That is not what it is. And as I said, making these tank treads operational would have been an expensive proposition that just wouldn't do anything for me from my perspective as a photographer. So, speaking of my perspective as a photographer, let's get into the next neat piece of equipment with this drone. All right, so what we've got are flame effects, and let's start. I think we could call these like launch effects. Let's start with these. So there are two different sizes, and what you have is the effect of the rocket shooting out. Smoke and fire. And these can be adjusted to get the angle just right. But there you have the first layer of our effects, and we also have these guys, which I think probably work better behind, like so. And we also have this one, which sort of gives a feeling of turning. And then we have two more effects that would be the projectiles actually hitting the ground. And these are great. I can see these really being used for lots and lots of things in conjunction with some of the Marvel Legends effects that I keep around, like this one. Can work really well. I love it. I love it. I will include some photos of the flame effects, and before we wrap up, let's see how he scales up. So of course he would be working closely with Mars Industries and Destro, so let's stand him up next to Destro. Pretty a bit shorter. Destro's a tall guy. All right, well, thanks for watching, and this has been Carnage doing an action figure review. We looked at Scrap Iron, and I'm going to give Scrap Iron an A+ from my perspective. Along with the drone, he is just killer. All right, folks, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. It really helps. I'd like to get some more subscribers watching this channel. And again, we focus on diorama photography, specifically G.I. Joe Classified. Thanks for watching, folks.